Have you ever, found yourself knowing exactly what you need to do? Like, the tasks are right there, staring you down, but somehow
Hmm.
you just don't do them.
Oh, absolutely. That feeling of being stuck.
Yeah, stuck, unproductive, maybe even a bit frustrated with yourself. It really feels like we stand in our own way sometimes.
It really does.
So today, we're doing a deep dive into exactly that feeling and, maybe more importantly, how to actually blast through it.
Okay.
Our mission here is to pull out some really powerful, actionable insights from an actual coaching call. It's with a real estate agent who's trying to get back into his business.
So real world stuff.
Exactly. The sources are direct clips from this, like really raw, honest conversation. He gives you this unfiltered look at overcoming those internal battles,
Mhm.
motivation, distraction, all that.
Yeah, and what's great about this, even though it's about a real estate agent, is that it's kind of universal. This deep dive gives us a chance to understand not just what to do when you're stuck, but maybe why we get stuck.
Right, the why.
And we'll see how really specific, sometimes kind of tough guidance can actually be the thing that sparks change. It's amazing how quick an expert coach can pinpoint the real issues hidden underneath.
Okay, so let's jump right in. Let's unpack this core tension first.
Yeah.
The agent is named Sean Martin. He's just back in the office after some time away.
Right.
And his coach, Scott Toller, asks him, how's the week been since you got back? And Sean's reply is brutally honest. He says, nothing really, Scott. I'll be honest, nothing really.
Wow.
But yeah, he admits he's kind of waiting for the right moment
Uh-huh.
and just having a hard time getting back into it. I mean, does that sound familiar to anyone listening?
Oh, I bet it does. And this is where the coach's approach is so interesting. He doesn't coddle him. He immediately challenges Sean, asks him straight up, do you want to do this?
That's correct.
Very. And when Sean kind of waffles, says he's pretty sure he does, Scott hits him with this truth bomb. Everything you're not doing is showing me that you don't want to do it.
Oof, that cuts deep.
It does, and it reveals such a crucial insight for all of us, doesn't it? How often our actions totally contradict what we say we want.
Yeah,
And that gap, between saying it and doing it,
yeah.
that's where the real work has to happen.
That directness, it seems like it really worked on Sean. It cut through his excuses. He eventually just agrees. He says everything has to change.
Mm-hmm.
Is that acknowledgement like the hardest part?
Mm.
Or is the real struggle figuring out how to actually make the change?
Well, the acknowledgement is definitely the first absolutely essential step. You can't fix what you don't admit is broken, right?
Right.
But yeah, then the coach immediately pivots to guiding the how. He doesn't leave him hanging.
Okay, so how does that unfold? Sean tries to use school as the main reason he's not doing anything.
Yeah, he does. He tells the coach it takes up like 4 or 5 hours, maybe 2 or 3 days a week. So maybe 12 hours total, give or take, with homework.
Which sounds like a decent chunk of time.
It does, but this is where the coach is brilliant. He breaks it down. Okay, 12, maybe even 18 hours a week for school.
Uh-huh.
How is that really stopping you from putting in a 40-hour work week for your business?
Perception versus reality with time.
Exactly. It highlights how we can inflate obstacles in our minds. And the coach, he quickly gets to what he suspects is the real roadblock for Sean. Any guesses?
Let me guess. The phone. Social media.
Bingo. Social media. Sean himself admits he says it's an addiction at this point.
Wow. Okay, so the lesson here for you listening is that it's so easy to blame the external things, right? Time, commitments. But often the biggest thing draining our productivity, our energy, it's internal. It's those uncontrolled habits like scrolling or, like Sean said, an actual addiction.
And the coach, he offers some pretty, let's say, bold solutions.
Like what?
Like buying a basic flip phone just for making lead generation calls, no apps, no browser, or using one of those brick apps that completely locks down distracting apps on your smartphone.
Whoa, okay, so really going cold turkey almost.
Almost. But then he introduces something really interesting. Intentional social media use. Not just avoiding it, but using it strategically.
How does that work?
He lays out this 25-10-5 method. It means make 25 likes or thoughtful comments on posts, send 10 direct messages, and make 5 actual phone calls based on things you see people posting. It's a way to leverage social media for business.
Okay, so turning the distraction into a tool.
Precisely. But, and this is critical, he stresses, you absolutely cannot do this during your dedicated lead generation time. Those have to be separate.
Why separate?
Because, as the coach puts it so bluntly, one of them will make you money, the other one of them will cost you money. You can't mix prospecting calls with casual scrolling or even intentional social media outreach. Focus is key.
That's a huge distinction. It's not just don't use social media, it's use it deliberately at the right time for the right purpose.
Exactly. It demands discipline.
Yeah.
It's about shifting from just consuming stuff passively to actively engaging in a way that builds your business, repurposing the distraction.
So it sounds like it's more realistic than just saying quit social media because, let's face it, that's hard.
Much more realistic for most people, yeah. It acknowledges these tools are part of life, but puts you back in control.
Okay, so beyond tackling the digital distractions, the coach also hits on something fundamental Sean was missing.
Yes, the simple but powerful act of actually scheduling things. The conversation goes back to Sean's school hours.
Right.
And the coach just keeps asking again and again, have you put that on your calendar? He really hammers home the need to create a solid routine.
Why is that so crucial here?
Well, the coach basically says a strict schedule is the only way you're going to be able to do real estate and school at the same time. It really underlines how vital proactive time blocking is. You can't just hope to fit important things in. You have to schedule them like appointments.
He even suggests scheduling homework time, doesn't he? Like an hour per class every day.
Exactly. Treat it like a meeting you cannot miss. It removes the decision fatigue of when should I do this.
Okay, makes sense. Then they get into this really interesting scenario, the commitment test.
Ah, yes. The Carlos calls with a free Vegas trip test.
Right. So the coach asks Sean if his buddy Carlos calls on a day he's scheduled to work, offering a free, all-expenses-paid trip to Vegas leaving right now, what does he do?
And Sean's first answer?
He says no. Pretty firm. But then the coach sweetens the deal, says it's a private jet, everything paid, and then Sean admits he'd probably consider it.
See, it reveals where the commitment level truly is or isn't. It raises that big question about priorities. What are you genuinely willing to say no to for your goals?
Yeah. And the coach's advice on handling distractions, like, say, family wanting to go to the water park when you're supposed to be working,
Yeah,
it was quite nuanced.
it was. He didn't just say, always say no. He said, turn them down if you are 100% committed to getting in the office and doing what you know you're supposed to be doing. Basically, if you're truly going to be focused and productive. But if you know you're just going to sit in the office miserable, thinking about the water park the whole time and not getting anything done, you might as well just go.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's about mindset and actually being present wherever you are.
Exactly. It's not just about clocking in the hours. It's about making those hours count. If your head isn't in the game, physical presence doesn't mean much.
I think we've all been there, right?
Yeah.
Physically present, mentally checked out. It's a good reminder that commitment is deeper than just showing up.
Absolutely.
Okay, moving on. Sean brought up another thing he felt was holding him back. Not having a fancy listing presentation.
Ah, yes. The classic belief that you need the perfect tool before you can start.
Right. He thinks he needs this elaborate deck or binder to get listings.
And the coach's advice here is, again, maybe a bit counterintuitive, but so powerful. He basically says the fancy deck is not the most important thing. Not even close.
Well, what is important, according to the coach?
It's the conversation before the presentation, the pre-listing work, doing your homework on the property, the market. Yes, research. And then, critically, being able to sit down with the client and clearly show them the numbers, specifically answering the question, how much money will I actually walk away with? That's the net sheet.
So a detailed breakdown of costs and profit.
Exactly. The coach even says his own presentation isn't fancy. It's just the comparable properties that sold nearby and the net sheets. It totally demystifies this idea of needing some perfect, glossy sales tool.
It shifts the focus back to understanding the client's core need the money and showing your value through solid data.
Precisely. It's a lesson that applies way beyond real estate, isn't it? True value often isn't in the flashy packaging, but in deep understanding and transparently showing the benefit.
So the real presentation is actually the preparation and the ability to answer that bottom line question.
You got it. The work happens before you walk in the door.
And to help Sean build confidence with this, the coach gives him a practical exercise, right?
Yeah, a really smart one. He tells Sean to prepare a full market analysis and a net sheet for his own home, as if Sean were selling his house to the coach.
Oh, that's clever. Takes the pressure off.
Totally. It's hands-on personal practice. It lets him internalize the process and build real confidence without the fear of messing up with an actual client.
Okay, so we're nearing the end of the call in our deep dive.
Hmm.
It wraps up with a really concrete action plan and some serious accountability.
Yeah, this is where it gets real. John lays out his ideal productive day.
What does that look like?
5 a.m. wake up, hit the gym, be in the office by 7:30 a.m. sharp. Then dedicated hours for cold calling expired listings, those are homes that didn't sell, and circle prospecting, which is calling homeowners around a specific listing or sale.
So focused, disciplined activity.
Exactly, but the coach knows saying it isn't enough, so he sets up a system to ensure follow-through.
Accountability time.
Big time. Sean has to text the coach at 7:30 a.m. the moment he arrives at the office. And then he has to text his results, calls made, contacts, appointments at the end of his planned prospecting block.
Okay, that's pretty standard coaching accountability, but then...
Then comes the kicker, the ultimate motivator, or maybe a consequence. The coach tells Sean, if you don't send them to me, I expect this time to see you filling out an application inside of McDonald's. I want a selfie.
Wow, he actually said that.
Eh?
A selfie from McDonald's.
He did. It sounds harsh, maybe even a little funny, but that kind of high-stakes, maybe slightly embarrassing consequence can be incredibly effective at breaking old patterns. It's direct, it's clear, and the stakes feel real.
No room for excuses there.
None. And even when Sean asks a final question like, is it too late to call expireds if I don't get to them until the afternoon? The coach's reply is just pure, simple action.
What did he say?
Just pick up the phone, don't wait, just do it. Cuts through all the potential overthinking.
Wow. Okay, that coaching call was really a masterclass in breaking through inertia, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
We really unpacked how these common struggles like procrastination, getting sidetracked by distractions, can be tackled head-on. Direct challenges, solid plans, and that radical accountability.
And we saw that powerful shift in perspective, right?
Well,
Moving from blaming outside stuff to controlling your own habits.
yeah.
And shifting from getting bogged down in perfection, like the fancy presentation, to just focusing on the core value you deliver to the client.
It really highlights that the key often isn't learning more stuff. It's about applying what you already know.
With focus.
Well-
Real laser focus and commitment.
So thinking about this for you listening,
Right.
how can you apply these ideas? Maybe take a second to reflect on your own Sean Martin moments. We all have them.
Mm-hmm.
What's that right moment you're waiting for? What's the distraction, maybe the addiction like social media that might be costing you progress or even money?
Yeah, and maybe ask yourself that tough question the coach posed. If you had someone asking you, what are you not doing right now that shows me you don't really want to achieve your goals?
Ooh, that's a challenging thought.
It is. But what would your honest answer be? And more importantly, what's the very first non-negotiable action, however small, you can take today to start changing that pattern?
Just pick up the phone. Just do it.
Sometimes it really is that simple. Start somewhere.
Well, thanks for diving deep with us today. We really hope this conversation helps you cut through some of your own noise and get right to the core of what you need to do next.